Real questions we've been asked by people choosing to live in Spain.
Good. I've got a problem with a leak in my apartment. I'm worried because I cannot see the latest payment leaving my bank.
This happens quite often. People don't realise that it's not come out their bank accounts. They have obviously received renewal notifications that the payment is due. They've obviously not seen the emails. I understand everyone's got emails coming in and busy lives, but it's important to check the renewals and make sure it's coming out the bank account, because in some cases policies can cancel and you don't actually realise until you've actually got an issue and a claim to put in. We actually had a case recently, didn't we, Becky?
Yeah, and that wasn't a good one really. So similar scenario.
Yeah.
But they had received notifications. They just weren't aware of it. Because the insurance companies, like you say, do work systematically with every single policy. If your receipt isn't paid in time, you do get a notification either by registered post or by email. And they notify you that there is that amount pending and the time that you have to sort it out, right? You can either do a bank transfer or you can actually pay by card.
This was actually, they did get notified, they just didn't see it and missed it.
And it was
get
only
paid. Yeah, and the policy cancelled.
And it was only until there was a problem. In this case, it was home insurance it was an apartment. They had a leak. It was damaging the community and the neighbour below. And in this case, with no insurance, the community have actually taken the client to court.
Yeah, to get payment.
Yeah, and in this case, they determined that it's a €12,000 payment in compensation and to fix the property downstairs. So yeah, it's really important to keep on top. I mean, it's hard. We all live busy lives, like you said, but making a note of your renewals, it's important that you keep on top of it. Yeah. Us as insurance brokers, we'd love to contact everyone when there's a pending receipt. We do get notified by the insurance companies.
In most cases.
However, because the contract is directly between the client and the insurance company, the contact tends to be direct with the client.
And on that point, it's important to update your email addresses and telephone numbers as well.
Yeah, to make sure that we can always reach you and also the insurance companies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take the children, it's only a residency appointment.
We get this a lot. A lot of parents think that they can go and do the residency appointment on behalf of the children, but for any immigration appointment, all applicants must be present, and that includes the children. It doesn't matter if they're age, if they're babies or toddlers or a little bit older, all of the children have to go to the appointment.
I would have done that. I would have turned up to the appointment without 3 shouting kids.
Yeah.
So I get that question.
I
understand that.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people that ring last minute, don't they, and say, "Oh, I've just read the email. We have to take the kids." So
yeah, you have to take it.
Do you want to pick one now?
Okay. When I bring my car over, I'll just apply for the import tax exemption. I've always had a holiday home in Mallorca, so I should be fine.
Okay, so this one I'll reply to this one. I've got a good scenario behind it. Okay, so a lot of people think that by coming over to live in Mallorca, having a second home is going to be straightforward with these change plates and applying for exemptions. It's really important to verify how you are being set up at the tax office. There's 2 little boxes, non-resident and resident. As a second homeowner, it should always be non-resident because you are not residing in Spain. One of the scenarios that we did have with a client was that he'd always been a second homeowner. He came over, registered his vehicle, and when we went to apply for the exemption, the tax office actually said no, because he had been set up a couple of years back as a resident, and that actually stopped the process with going for the exemption, basically. We had to then prove, we did get around it, we had to prove from the UK that he'd been a tax resident over there, and we were able to go for the exemption. So in a nutshell, please make sure that when you set up at the tax office, it's completely different to immigration. Please make sure you're set up correctly, non-resident or resident, to not have to incur any of these problems.
I think there's another one on the second home ownership though, because a lot of people that buy a second home don't realise that they also end up registering at the town hall and they end up being on the padron.
Because it's 3 departments,
Yeah.
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got immigration, you've got the tax office, and then you've got the town hall, which is like your local council. And they do actually cross over in certain ways when you're doing a vehicle registration.
Yeah.
Because if you register at the council, they can also class you as a resident in that
Yeah.
case, can't they?
Because if you have a second home, you shouldn't be registered at the town hall because you don't live here for 6 months of the year. You can
Exactly.
be the homeowner without being registered and living in that address.
Totally.
And we've definitely had that case
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, that's another good one to think about. Ideally, if you're in that situation, the best thing is to contact us. Obviously, we can take you through the 3 scenarios and explain the 3 departments and how they actually connect or not connect. But for fiscal purposes, it's really important. If you're a non-resident, that you're not set up at the tax office as a resident. You should be a non-resident and you should be registered at the local council at the ayuntamiento.
Right. After living here for the last 3 years, I am sure my UK licence is fine.
Okay, I'll take this one. So actually, if you are a Spanish resident, you have 6 months to exchange your UK driver's license. After that 6 months, you can still exchange it, but you can't legally drive on the license after 6 months. And if you're stopped by the police, you can be fined.
Yeah, another point on that one for the insurance. Obviously, if you do have an accident and you're not driving legally,
Yeah.
then they could not cover you. So that's a good one to have in mind as well. There's a lot of people that don't want to change their English driving
No,
license.
they really don't. They don't
No.
want to give it up. But yeah, you have 6 months, so please, and it can take around about 6 months to receive your Spanish one. So it's something that really should be started as soon as you become a resident.
Changing my address is the last thing on my list right now. I will do it after the summer. It's always on that list of to-dos,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's very important to get your
Isn't
address changed in all the government departments. If they try to notify you for a fine, notification from the tax office, social security, it's important to have the correct address registered. Immigration department as well.
Yeah, I mean, the legal way of them notifying you is by certified letter. So if the address isn't up to date, they can't notify you. And with this, I have actually got a very good scenario. I had a client many years ago came to see me because she had received a notification from the tax office. She had been driving from Inca all the way to King Richard in the school in Calvia, in Portals. She'd been doing it every day, at least twice a day, going and coming back. She didn't realise there was a speed camera and she got fined, if not every other day. The fact that the initial fine didn't reach her at her address meant that she wasn't aware of the speed camera, and for 2 years she was going up and down taking her kids.
I know, can you imagine?
The first thing you should do if you are moving address is to update your records at all the departments. Like Steph said, you've got immigration, you've got the tax office, you've got the social security office, you've got the DVLA, which is Trafico, your utility bills, just anything. When you're moving, you need to update, and especially your insurance.
Yeah, notifications of cancellations. Premiums can also change depending where you live. Industrial estates, rural areas, prices vary. It's important to do no changes.
And also receiving the notifications of non-payment.
Correct. Yeah.
So, just make sure you've got that one on a priority list. So this is a handful of the questions that we get asked on a daily basis. Make sure you put these reminders in.
So mine is set yourself a reminder for renewals and obviously check your bank account to make sure the premiums are coming out.
I would say before bringing a vehicle over to Spain, make sure you can register it before bringing it over.
And I would say to check the type of residency that you need when moving to Spain, whether you're from the EU or whether you're from any other country. Just check what type of residency you need to make sure that you can meet those requirements.
And if any of these questions are familiar or you have any others, then please reach out to us. This is what we're here for. We're here to give you advice. We're here to help you through the nitty-gritty. For all those questions that you can't find answers, ChatGPT are going to give you so many options and then you don't know which one is the right one. This is what Mallorca Solutions is for. My team and I are here to help.